So it's been a while. I've been busy and things have been interesting. There's been a kind of guidance, very strong, that's entered my life. I had some time off my very busy day job and have thrown myself into studying the last week and a half. And when my time off started, I was really overwhelmed. I had so many things that I needed to accomplish in my staycation time and was just really stressed, and kind of it paralyzed me. So I forced myself to sit still and do a fairly in-depth meditation, and the message I received was to seek out a shaman, and that I needed to have a kind of out-of-body experience and to get a perspective on everything going on. So lo and behold, a friend of mine called me the next day, had recently seen a shaman, and I knew instantly this was the person I was meant to contact. So I did, and we've talked twice on the phone, and he's able to read me, and uncovered some really intense energies that I've still been holding onto. And this energy dates back to before the age of 2 and includes experiences from 0 to 2, as well as trauma resulting from transitioning into a physical body, and the scenario of my mother's nervous system at the time. So this is what's been revealed to me so far, and I'll be continuing to speak to this person and have a schedule of sessions with him to kind of explore this and release this energy, which is very much feeling on an energetic level like a solid wall, like a solid block. The energy is so dense. And after my first conversation with this person over the phone, I found myself driving the next day and had a scene play out in my mind. So I'm driving and eyes on the road, and for all intents and purposes calm, and appearance-wise just normal. But what was happening on my mind's eye was me encountering a wall of energy that was so dense, it triggered me to scream, and I continued to scream and scream and scream. So had what was going on in my mind been actually playing out in the physical, you would have seen a grown woman losing her mind screaming. That was me on the inside. And I couldn't stop. And at one point I wanted to stop, but the feeling was I couldn't shy away from this. I was finally encountering something and I needed to dive in. So I surrendered to this and cried, just like a child would, to the point where you exhaust yourself. And, in my mind's eye, I'm dry heaving and can't continue on anymore. And then when I finally got to where I was driving to, I had to snap out of it and get on with my days. So the next time I spoke to my shaman, I let him know what happened. And interestingly enough, this ties into the early childhood trauma. At the time in the 70s, there was this idea that you could not pick up a child if it was crying, that you had to teach them to be strong and not coddle them, and not to breed dependency. So people would leave their child screaming, and the child would eventually scream themselves out. And what my shaman explained to me was that it's so unhealthy, and is very much results in trauma. And so what I was encountering was that situation from my infancy, where the crying is not so much there's a lot of fear wrapped up into that. Not that no one's coming to get you, but there's no one that will come to get you, like a sense of complete isolation. And and as an infant, you're sensing the energetic lack of interest, aware that there's presence around, but a concerted effort not to console you, not to pick you up, not to make that energetic connection, which you're so craving at that young age. So, I haven't even met this shaman, having only talked to him now twice. He's incredible. I literally experienced, when I told him what it was, he said, this is what I sensed, this is how you explain it, and that there's going to be more to uncover as I go along. So I also plan on examining the twin flame, my twin flame situation through him, but the messaging I've received so far is that the woman my twin flame is with is a negative soul who there's like I confronted her on an energetic level, and there's just no pleasing her. She's very far off her path, to the point where there is no way for her to access the twin flame energy, which is why she has basically entrapped my twin flame. And, there's no desire for her to let go and move on and evolve and say, for instance, find her own twin flame, because she's just nowhere near that. She's very much off her path. And so this is the obstacle which is presenting itself in the twin flame union. So what I've been shown is I basically need to leave him to deal with it, and that as I move into my releasing my early childhood trauma, I will also be releasing his, and through time he will come to realize that the connection that he's currently ensnarled in is a reflection of trauma that through my work he'll no longer hold on to, and it will then therefore feel alien to him. But then there are a lot of situations whereby, if you co-own a house with someone, you're raising children with someone, they're not his kids, but he stepped in as a father at an early age for them. There's a whole host of other pressures and ties he has to contend with, not the least being not energetically lining up with his chosen partner or partner who he's chosen at this time. And so in my energetic encounter with her, I kind of moved towards her, in a conciliatory manner energetically, and there was nothing in response given back to me, and I literally had to extricate myself quickly from the interaction and leave it to him. Not going back there, not the kind of energy I want to be around, and I just need to work on myself. And as I grow my own space, as I I'm exploring a whole host of things, energy clearing, spending, being able to access information from the astral plane, being able to do that in a way that I can actually help people identify and release their own blocks, moving into a healing role, helping people understand what's blocking them and their access to their energetic self, and how showing people that your higher self is simply one aspect of the whole energetic being, which is multidimensional, and there's so much more to access. So I'm basically working to access more of my other dimensional parts of myself, which I suppose altogether culminate in what we define as a soul. We are energetically operating in so many levels, all simultaneously, and the kind of amalgamation of all of that into one concept is the soul. So I'm deepening my exploration into that and moving beyond even possibly my higher self, or expanding my higher self to include more. So basically, pulling back more of the layers, accessing more I don't know what a good analogy would be to explain it, but it's almost like in a video game, kind of getting up to another level, another level, and all those levels already pre-exist, and you're already there. You're just finding yourself, you're locating yourself and connecting to yourself that's already present on those levels, and then incorporating that into your current understanding, and then just growing that. And that's the lifelong journey, and that's as much information as I've been given about it now. So it's really exciting. I've been given a timeline of about 3 years of continuing to be on my journey, and there is no desire. I've kind of waffled. I go back and forth between, you know what, I'm so sick of being single and I just want to connect, and I don't want to be with anyone other than my energetic counterpart, because I don't want the drag. I don't want the energetic drag. I don't want to be slowed down. I don't need anyone else's drama. I need basically a pure energetic opening in which to grow and continue to explore and expand my own power. And my power as a healer, and that drive is just getting more and more concentrated and intense as I take on more tools with which to express that and help the world around me. So if you're being called to be a healer, you don't, as that call grows, you're not worrying about, oh, am I going to have kids? Am I going to get married anymore? It's funny almost how laughable those concepts can be when there's just such more intense work that needs to be done. And so that's pretty much where I'm at. And to tie it back into my twin flame relationship, it does seem to be reinvigorated. There is no longer a need to chase down in a mental understanding what's going on. It's more, moving beyond that and just trusting that things happen as they're meant to, and every opportunity is there to help us grow. And I am also being kind of told that the 3 years in which I am to dedicate myself to, in terms of growing my healing ability, are going to be really prosperous. And the payback will be, basically financially being self-sustaining, being mobile, being flexible, and kind of completely aligning my heart's desires with my income earning capacity. And it's just going to be so rewarding that those questions of, am I going to be single forever? They're just not, they're going to fade, and are fading, have faded. So very reassuring time. I look forward to actually meeting my shaman, and he's wanting to do 5 sessions, and I'm really curious as to how that's going to pan out. I also have the sense that through my sessions with him are going to be my very clear communication with my twin flame, because of the role my shaman's taking in clearing the early childhood energies. It doesn't feel as though all the energy is mine, and that's why I think I'm clearing it for the 2 of us, and that's going to further push my twin into facing his own demons. As I clear out some of the really dense energy for him, he's going to have to actually look at what he has been running from, and I'm actually being shown what that is, and helping energy clear, but in terms of actually confronting it and facing it in his own energetic body, that's something he'll have to do. But I'm basically starting the work for him, is how it's been shown to me. So pretty trippy stuff, exciting, on a totally different level than what I've experienced it before. There's been some conversations in my head where I just think, oh, for God's sakes, I'm completely insane. And then, that it is what it is. And I'm a functioning human being. I look at my life. I'm not, in a straitjacket in a psych ward. I'm professional with an incredible community around me. So, you kind of pinch me, am I crazy? Wake up. Oh, I seem to be fairly sane. So, these messages and insights and visions that seem to be, becoming very palatable, very easy to accept and digest and work with and move through and move on, and until the next one happens. It's really awesome, and I think that's part of accepting the 5D as it flows through your life, and not getting stuck in the 3D kind of mental analysis and negative self-talk and self-doubt that is so symptomatic of this physical world in which we live. So peace out, y'all. Love you. Love everyone. I'm just loving life. I've just got so much love to give. It's even my presence on Facebook has just become so loving. It's really an amazing feeling to just be feeling so much kinder to the world around me. Maybe because I'm finally being kind to myself, and it just mirrors back wonderful things. So I will be letting you guys know what's going on next time I have the time and feel inspired. So until then, namaste.